You know, we are really bad at new introductions of new series, aren't we?
I don't know. I was kind of hoping you'd think of something this time. I've been doing it the last couple episodes. So we're back with another episode of Off the Shelf. More Seki forcing Knick-Knack to read things that he's not read before or doesn't read. And this time we've actually got a new series for you, again, Bakuman. I don't know how much we're going to read of this. I actually only own the first book in print, which Knick-Knack has at his house and forgot to bring back, so I can't hold it up, but I will put an image right here-ish for the duration of this video. So, Bakuman Volume 1. How did you like it? How do you feel?
I actually thought it was really good. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was funnier than I was expecting it to be, I think.
There is a strong dash of, like, existential anxiety and just utter, like, meltdowns.
I mean, I've got to say, the foundation for their future marriage seems kind of weak, but that seems like something for the to never be referenced ever.
Yes, I love it. Finally, I'm not the one who brings up shipping. So, for those of you who don't know, which I mean, Bakuman's pretty popular. So it's a fairly long manga series. It does have an anime with several seasons. It's got at least 50 episodes or so, if not more.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of it before.
Yeah, it came out a while back in terms of the anime. Like, the anime's been around for a while. I actually got Bakuman recommended to me by Realm Shifter, originally. He lent me a copy of the first book, and I ended up liking it, so I went out and bought my own copy. And at the time, I had intended to keep purchasing them and reading them, and I think I just forgot at a certain point, because I buy so many books that sometimes I just forget when I've gotten into the habit of, like, taking pictures so I remember to buy books, because otherwise I just forget. But basically it's about two high school students, and one draws art and one writes stories, and they decide to work together to write manga and kind of break into the manga industry. And the whole series is kind of a commentary and a show and tell on how manga works, like publishing it.
It's an industry piece.
Yeah, and what you have to go through. And one of the things that, you know, they're dealing with is no one wants their first work. Like, it took them a long time to get it, like, accepted and approved. Isn't the first one a mecha? The first one that they're publishing?
They haven't published anything yet.
Okay, well, I think it is a mecha is their first thing that they're working on. I think. But yeah, that's the premise of Bakuman. You know, these two high school students who are like, you know, your art and my writing, let's make a manga.
Well, that's not quite how the agreement went.
No, it's not.
Ooh, gosh. There are some instances where I can never tell if fucking writer guy is the biggest bro or just needs to be out of his life altogether. Like, he's one of the two, and it swings back and forth, but ugh.
You know what? It's a really funny series to be reading. And I really like what it does, right? I love how we're looking at high school students, too. That's one of my favorite parts of this, because I think I started reading this in high school myself. So it was just kind of one of those things where I was looking at it, I was like, wow, I don't have that much motivation, but if I did, that would be cool.
Oh, I think the most retroactively funny part for me, like, this is retroactive, like, this obviously was not going to be nearly as funny when this came out, was the moment where they're like, we can't beat One Piece in Dragon Ball. Japan's birth rate is too low to do that these days.
I forgot that.
And then I'm like,
was the reasoning.
And then I'm like, wait, didn't One Piece recently get beaten out finally?
Well, only temporarily.
They've been beating him the last couple of years.
Not overall.
I mean, okay, not in terms of overall sales, but you're not going to with 10 years of releases. Give Demon Slayer 20 more years or so, or 10 more years.
Yeah, but Demon Slayer's over, therefore the point is invalid.
This is capitalism, you know, with this money coming in. With
the
series,
point is invalid. Demon Slayer is over.
I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. I have unfortunate expectations after Naruto Boruto.
Okay, so Bakuman's written by Tsugumi Oba. It's published by Shueisha. Originally published in Weekly Shonen Jump, actually. And published by Viz in English.
I mean, I could have told you it was Shonen Jump. They make a lot of... This thing is like, if you saw this as an anime, it's basically product placement for Shonen Jump. We're gonna get a manga in Shonen Jump.
Yeah, so the original run lasted from 2008 to 2012, and it's a 20-volume series. And then the anime TV series lasted from 2010 to 2013 with 75 episodes. There was also a game spin-off for Nintendo DS released in 2011, and a small novel spin-off later, and a 2015 film.
Okay.
I wonder if the film is... I think the film might be a live-action J-drama film. I think so. I think I heard something about that. Yeah. Alright. There's a lot of moments in this manga where I'm just like... that makes my heart go meow meow.
I don't think I've quite reached those. I'm still in the very beginning phases of this, so
yeah.
You might be a little too far ahead and thinking too big of a scope compared to what I can talk
unfortunately,
with
I don't have the volume with me, so I can't tell where it ends.
It ends as they're just about to run in to go give it to their draft Shonen Jump.
Yeah. I do like all the jokes it makes about Shonen Jump and other kind of manga publishing stuff.
Right. And then when they're like, the mangas that do the best are the ones that have swords in them, and I'm like, oh my god.
They're not wrong. Like, name a popular anime that doesn't have swords.
Hiroaka, I guess?
You're telling me no character in Hiroaka has a sword? Can you say that confidently?
Well, not... No one has a sword. Does Jujutsu Kaisen have swords?
Yeah. Swords are awesome.
Yeah.
Even Star Wars has swords. They're just pretty light swords. That's why they're called sabers.
Speaking of no, I'm not getting into that here.
No, we can't talk about Saber. We already did our Saber video. Fuck off. So, I mean, since you like this, I'd be interested in continuing it, potentially.
Yeah, no. I definitely, I actually really enjoy industry pieces. Like, I remember watching...
there was that one episode of Ore that was the industry commentary.
That was a fucking hilarious episode. And then I'm also into, like, I liked, what is it called? Girlish Number, which is a big thing on voice acting. Mm-hmm. There's one I'm reading now. I don't know the name because it's in Japanese and it hasn't been translated to English yet, outside of fan translations. And it's really good, and it's, like, on the acting industry. So I like industry pieces. They're always really fascinating to me.
Yeah, especially written from a perspective of someone inside the industry.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Well, usually industry pieces are written by someone with
Yeah, but there's
experience
always ones that aren't, and those are really weird and strange.
Only when the genre gets big enough. Like, if you get into the more optimistic an industry piece is, the less likely it is to have been written by someone in the industry, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because usually industry pieces written by someone in the industry are done more as a deconstruction.
Yeah. That makes sense. So you like the two main characters?
They were entertaining. They had a fun dynamic. I love that the big plot twist was that his uncle didn't kill himself.
Right? Like, they set that up for, like, your uncle killed himself writing manga. And then it was like, nope.
No, he just didn't take care of himself.
Yeah, he's just, like, a fucking... I was gonna say he's, like, so, man... I can't criticize his uncle because honestly, some days I don't fucking... Some days I just sit at my computer and do what he does. So I actually can't criticize. I love his uncle, honestly. Yeah, his uncle's one of my favorite characters. I don't know how often he shows up going forwards, but I just love his characterization.
I just love that his manga, his manga just has that running gag of it was basically One Punch Man in terms of the art quality.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's glorious. It's amazing.
But also, his uncle's backstory is, like, so tragic, it's almost kind of funny.
It is. It's actually really funny. I think I might actually have the anime for this in the hat already.
I figured it would be in there.
Yeah, because it's something that I enjoy. I think Vorn might have watched it at one point when it came out. Because I think Vorn mentioned it to me, and I was like, oh yeah, Realm told me about that.
I mean, I figured you guys had probably seen the anime. It's not an unknown anime. It's one I've heard plenty about before.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, it is one of the larger industry works.
I think it comes up whenever there's a new industry work that comes out. It's sort of the standard I hear a lot of people compare it to. Like, recently there was that one about the anime industry, which... So in that one, whenever like any of the big Annie-tubers would talk about it, they'd always reference Bakuman.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know how hard it is for me to not accidentally say Bakugan.
Or Beyblade.
No, just Bakugan.
That's fair, because it's...
Yeah, one letter off.
Yeah, I think I've called it by the wrong name a few times before, because I wasn't expecting... Like, Bakuman is such a weird name for something like this. Like, you know what the worst part is? I'm almost expecting all, like, anime to have, like, isekai titles these days. So, like, when I see something like Bakuman, I'm like, is that short, like, abbreviated
That might
for
just be a
something?
sign that you're watching too many isekai.
I realize that. I do. I promise you. But also, you know, I'm trying, okay? I'm trying.
I genuinely enjoyed it. I don't really have much more to say because it feels like the story's just still getting going.
Yeah, we'll definitely continue this, and I'm sure we'll have longer discussions on it later on once the plot points are more developed. But for now, I mean, it's a great first volume to a manga series. And knowing that it's only 20 volumes in retrospect, that's actually not a lot for most manga. I'm pleasantly surprised.
I don't know. I feel like 20 volumes is a pretty respectable amount if you're not a giant shonen series.
Hanakimi and Fruits Basket both have more than 20 volumes. So did Boys Over Flowers. So does
You're
The
also
Wallflower.
talking about some of the biggest like shoujo series out there.
Pretty sure Atomen had more than 20 volumes. Oron had 18.
Yeah, 18. That's around 20.
Yeah, I don't know. 20 just seems short to me.
You're a One Piece fan. Go to hell.
On that note, see you later. Like, comment, subscribe.